Episode 37. If the Sabbath is only for Jews, why did God give it to Adam? Key text, Genesis chapter 2:3. And on the seventh day God ended his work, and he rested. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it. If the Sabbath was only for Jews, then why did God give it to Adam over 2,000 years before there was a Jew? Genesis 2:2-3 tells us, and on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it. This wasn't at Sinai. This wasn't for Israel. This was in Eden, before sin, before nations, before religion, when it was just God and man. And what did God do? He rested. He blessed the day. He sanctified it, set it apart as holy. Not the first day, not any day, the seventh day. And then he gave that rest to humanity, not as a burden, but as a gift. The Sabbath is not a Jewish tradition. It's a creation ordinance, like marriage, like work, like life itself. So the claim that the Sabbath is only for the Jews is a lie that ignores the very beginning of the Bible. Adam wasn't a Jew, neither was Eve, neither was Noah, neither was Abraham when he first obeyed God. The Sabbath was part of God's design for humanity, to remind us every week of who the Creator is. But let's ask the hard question. If the Sabbath was created for all mankind, who declared it was only for Jews? Certainly not God. In fact, Mark 2:27 says, "The Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath." That word man in the Greek is anthropos, meaning humanity, not just Jews. So who made it exclusive? Men, churches, tradition. And the reason is simple. If Satan can convince the world the Sabbath is not for them, he can rob God of his worship. He can hide the identity of the Creator. He can remove the seal from the 10 Commandments. He can replace obedience with tradition. But Isaiah 56 exposes the truth. God says that even the stranger, the foreigner, those outside of Israel, who keeps the Sabbath and joins himself to the Lord, will be blessed and accepted. God doesn't call it the Jews' Sabbath, he calls it my holy day. Isaiah 58:13. And Revelation 14:7 calls the world to worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea. The same language as the fourth commandment. Because the Sabbath isn't about race, it's about relationship. The lie that the Sabbath is just for Jews is one of the oldest tricks in the devil's playbook. It divides God's law. It excludes God's people. It excuses disobedience. But the Bible makes it plain. Created in Eden for all mankind, written in stone at Sinai, lived by Christ in the Gospels, kept by Gentiles in Acts, restored in the new earth in Isaiah 66. So here's the truth. If you believe marriage, creation, and life apply to you, then so does the Sabbath, because they were all given before sin, before Jews, and before religion. God made the Sabbath for you, not just for Jews, not just for ancient times, but for every child of Adam, and that includes you.